Hi, my name is Christian Martinez. We're Group 2. We're going to be covering Chapter 13 and 14 in this presentation. I'm going to be swinging into my first slide, which is going to be the importance of research and business reports. In the business world, we as business professionals will be responsible for planning, gathering data, and presenting different styles of business reports. Our employers and colleagues will rely heavily on this information that is presented to us. So having the ability to research this information will be a crucial skill everyone must have. By being able to conduct proper research, you demonstrate to your colleagues that you possess core skills in being able to pinpoint important information and collect and analyze information that directly relates to the problems at hand. This core ability will directly increase your likelihood of developing relationships with the audience and show that you care about the information presented and the results of the information. What does your audience need to know? A big step in creating business reports based on research is understanding what your audience is looking for. In many situations, the individual assigning the work will give you clearer guidance to follow so there is an understanding of goals to be met within the research assigned. However, there are other cases the information isn't as clear to the presenter. In these situations, the best course of action is to spend time with the audience that will be using the information to understand their goals, their expectations, and what they hope to achieve from the information. This will increase the chance that a report is created with useful information that is worth the time and effort to create and help build rapport with the audience. Conducting primary research. In researching information for the presentation, there are two different forms of research that can be used. One form of research is primary research and the other is secondary research. Primary research is the ideal form of information that is available for the planning team. This information that refers to the analysis of data people from your organization, or others under the direction have collected. This is the ideal form of research because it directly deals with the presentation that you are working on. Second, research can be seen as less reliable because it refers to the analysis of data collected by others with no direction from you or members of the organization. This information brought from this source can lack direction and can be more risky to incorporate into your presentation. Using survey to further research. Surveys are pretty prevalent in Chapter 13 because of their versatility. Surveys are expected to be short, non-leading, as in not pointing to a specific answer, exhaustive or ambiguous, meaning completely thorough and clear and having only one meaning, and express one clear idea. Surveys are a great way to conduct research, and with the prevalence of online surveys, there is more opportunity to expand your survey pool to gather information more quickly. Surveys are a nice tool because they have the ability to get a quick response from many colleagues, current, former, or potential customers, and even members of other groups you would not have the opportunity to ask.
Hello, I'm Johnny Hernandez. Presenting data efficient. When presenting data, visuals help your audience understand information quickly. Charts and tables simplify complex data by turning tables into visuals that are easier to interpret. Choose the right chart type. Line, line charts show threads and changes over time, perfect for growth, sales, and performance data. Bar charts help compare between categories. Great for survey results or financial comparisons. Pie charts display proportions and percentages. Use them when you want to show them how parts make up a whole. For the fair test ethical presentation, the fair test helps ensure your data presentations are ethical, transparent, and credible. When you follow the fair test, your presentation not only looks professional but also reflects integrity and ethical communication. Components of business proposal. A strong business proposal should begin with a cover page that clearly states that project's title, your name or company, the client's name or the date. The exclusive summary gives a quick overview of the entire proposal. It highlights the problem, your proposal solution, and the key benefits. The current situation and objectives selection explains the client's current challenges or needs that defines what your proposal aims to accomplish. Together, these components make your proposal structural, incredible, and easy to evaluate. Precise and credibility in reports. When we write reports, it is important to start with a clear business problem, something real that needs solving. For example, if a company's sales are dropping, the report should begin with it by identifying why that's happening and what data supports it. Using fact-based language, it keeps our message serious and trustworthy. Instead of saying customers don't like our product, we can say customers' satisfaction scores dropped by 20% this quarter, and finally, every recommendation we make should be backed up with research and numbers.
My name is Kevin Sandoval, and now let's move on to designing reports for decision makers, the people who use our information to make real choices. A good report follows a clear structure. It starts with an executive summary, moves to findings, ends with recommendations. For example, if you're writing about improving safety, if you're writing about improving safety on a job site, your findings might show accident data, and your recommendation could be adding more safety training, including charts, headings, and appendices. Make the information easier to understand. The goal is to make decision makers think, okay, this can make sense, and I can act on that. And throughout the report, we keep the tone always objective, no blaming, no exaggeration, just clear professional writing. Moving on to reviewing and finalizing reports. Once your report is written, it's not done yet. This step is all about reviewing and polishing. You should share it with others, like your boss or team, to make sure it's accurate and fair. For example, if you're running a construction report, ask someone in the field if the details match what's exactly happening on site. Then proofread small things like typos or spacing, making as it can make a big difference in how professional your work looks. In the end, your reports reflect that you care about your work, that you're competent, and that you want your readers to trust you. Moving on to common research and reporting mistakes. Even good writers can make mistakes that weak their reports. One big mistake is using outdated or biased sources. For example, quoting a 2012 market report to explain today's data trends. Another is confusing survey questions like, do you like or dislike how prices are kind of high sometimes? No one knows how to answer that. People also tend to overload visuals with too many graphs or words, which makes the main message get lost. And finally, forgetting to proofread or check citations might seem small, but it can hurt your credibility. A report with mistakes makes the writer look careless, even if the ideas are good. Last but not least, our key takeaways. To wrap things up, effective research builds trust and helps others make smart decisions. A report with clear structure and good design makes it easy for people to find what they need quickly. When we present data fairly and honestly, it shows that we're professional and ethical, and the best reports, the ones that really stand out, show competence, caring, and character. That's how you build credibility and make a lasting impression in your work. Thank you for listening to our presentation.